Hello, uh, Pete Mullineaux here, coming to you from my home in County Galway. Thank you to Paul and everyone at Speakeasy for inviting me to read. It's lovely to be in Skibbereen again. It wasn't so long ago. I was down there reading for the Arts Festival in the lovely antiquity bookshop cafe. Should say as well to Paul and Marie while I'm here. I'm going to read three poems about animals. We during COVID we've become very aware, I think, of our interdependence with nature and with other species on our planet. And of course, we can never forget how this whole coronavirus thing started with our abuse of animals. So I'll start with this poem from my collection Session poems inspired by music and sound, particularly Irish traditional music, in human interaction and in nature. But there's also the voices of many animals, mammals, birds, insects, sea creatures. But in this poem, it's an animal close to home. In fact, it's one of our neighbors here where we live. The poem is called Requiem. The cows have gathered in an adjacent field. I can see their shapes in the moonlight. A meeting of the tribes. They are here in their multiplicity. Black, brown, black and white. Some all white, like ghosts or recent converts. Just now I heard a moan from one of them that had me awake as if I'd been shot. It's the night before their calves are taken. They know from the look in the farmer's eyes. They call him by name, although it sounds like moo to us. I listen at the window to their keening. We make recordings of whales and dolphins, say they are a higher species, as close to us as nature gets. But the cows are singing in their camp, refusing to be cattle, marking their loss, celebrating the grass, thanking the rain. The females, even the males, most of the time, are gentle, considerate, abiding. But tonight the cows have run out of patience, can ruminate no longer. They sing their mass, make ready for battle. Tomorrow they will paint themselves red, attack. This next poem is a more recent poem published in Channel magazine from Dublin, and it's I suppose during coronavirus as well, we've become very conscious of social distancing, and this poem explores the whole question of boundaries in relationship to the natural world. Borders, spelled B-O-A-R-D. A scuffling in the bushes. I soften my breathing, wait, until a perfect Brock face emerges from the dark. And then another rough shape reverses from a pile of hedge clippings, like a tangled up hairbrush. After a few moments of nosing, they melt back into the shadows. I feel honored. Does this mean they'll be staying? Cousins to otter, mink, pine marten, wolverine. I've heard how they trample down flowers, will make a golf course of the lawn, rooting for grubs. Perhaps if I learn some of their language, we will set up a dialogue, come to a reasonable compromise over rights of way and borders, find some natural accommodation. Who knows, with all that digging, those squat snouts may yet unearth a poem or two. And finally, a poem taken from my most recent collection, How to Bake a Planet. Possibly the most abused animal in our world. This is called chicken song. After removing the head, pluck out the feathers, freeze it, but still wise to tie up the feet, just in case. The nearest living relative of Tyrannosaurus rex is the chicken. How the mighty have fallen. And what a genius strategy for survival. Give way on land, decline the ethereal air, swap wing and prayer for advanced intelligence. The foresight to see what else is coming down the tracks. Not for this bird, the precarious status of the eagle or condor. Become instead earthbound and small, yet indispensable. Turning and turning in our narrowing pens, we are here in our billions. One day, it could happen, Homo sapiens. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in.